the national world we heard it. And this is what's happening in our backyard right now.
This is for me, when I heard this voice note, it was very shocking to me to hear that. And I think any professional have to decode this what's happening, because I'm hearing this gentleman. There's a lot of frustration in there, so I need to hear what's going on.
Next week we have something, another clip, but interesting. I want to bring it in. In the next week, the guy said, "Do not judge the situation," and he was saying in that situation we do here that everybody needs help. And usually this is the Sharon. We'll be listening to this voice note, right? And this guy's frustration and the anger and what he's saying and promoting. And we're like, we will align him with a certain class of people or certain kind of thing. What before we get into this and some serious questions here and discussion, what do you think of this voice note?
When I heard the voice notes, I was a bit shocked, but in the same breath, there's a lot of mixed emotions, because I know right now there are solutions who are supporting it, there are solutions who are not for it, persons are angry. It have created some kind of mixed emotions. But on my part, I see a lot of frustration. I hear a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, aggression, and to a certain extent, I even hear fear in his voice. It's a fear of the unknown. Okay. We are not sure what will happen in the future. So there's a lot in there. And like Brother Flora rightly said, we need a professional to decode that message, because there's a lot that can be said, but there's a lot that probably we need to hold back on.
Right.
Yes.
Well, the intention of mind your business is not to weigh in as to condemn or anything. No. But the idea now is we have the situation, and when I listened to this voice note, it's about 4 minutes long. All I heard is this man needs help.
Yes, I hear that myself. It's like there are people who try to do good, but they go about doing it in the wrong way.
Right.
You realize what I'm getting from it, and I stand to be corrected, is that he's trying to be an advocate.
Yes.
For persons down there and persons he feel that are being oppressed. He's trying to be an advocate, yet still there are ways that you do things.
Yeah, there's a proper way.
There's a proper way to do it, because you could end up doing more damage than good. Because let us look at, I stayed home and I sat there and I'm saying, look at the situation. Okay, I say to myself, I'm going to be an advocate for these people, and if this doesn't happen, this is what I'm going to do. But listening to the action that he plans to take, or probably people plan to take, because if you listen to this gentleman closely, there are times when he says we, and there are times when he focuses like it's not, he will not be the one doing it, but there are people who will do it. So it's two angles. But what I'm betting is that the actions that you are going to take, ask yourself, how will it help the persons that I'm advocating for? Right. Because if your action is to go and to burn some buildings and to do this and to do that, when you burn 3 buildings, how many people are now out of a job? Okay, you burn, so you break down the government businesses, you do this, you do that, you are just going to bring up the tax, because now they need to fix the country back. Right. So whatever you are advocating for, how is it going to affect the actions that you plan to take in order for it to happen? Will it benefit those same persons that you are pleading for?
Right. So the way it's been handled now is more damage than anything else. Although now I'm listening, always intention is that to those who are listening in the group, it could be a private message.
There's a lot.
Yeah, and it's not public. And with all of that, but so this is what advice would you give this young man?
Well, as a social worker, on a daily basis, I work with people who are angry, maybe not to that extent, but persons come and they are in need of assistance and they are angry. They don't even have patience with you, the person that is trying to assist them. They take out the anger on you, they take out the rage on you. So anger is something I come in touch with on a daily basis. However, to that extent that you'll make such a threat, to me, this shows that he really needs help. So, as I would say to him that he needs to disengage from his anger. You know, he needs to get some assistance, some counseling, whatever that can help him. Now, we heard his frustration, saying that he doesn't want prayer, nothing will work. It shows you that he's, to the limit right now with frustration. However, I believe that if he's just willing to listen, this guy can be helped. He's probably just frustrated.
No.
A lot of anger in there.
No, I'm happy you brought the point about the prayer. And if you remember what I read from James, James said, listen, if somebody's hungry, hungry and thirsty and naked, frustrated,
It doesn't make sense to pray.
right? Well,
Preach to
and
them.
all you do is preach, or
I'm not
pray to
concentrating.
them and do nothing. How have you profited this individual? So I get the impression from him, usually we do that as Christians often. I'll pray for you.
Yeah.
The individual wants bread. I'll pray
you.
for you. God will provide. God will provide. And it seems as if that is what to me, in my estimation, that is what he's responding to. I don't want your prayers. What I want is help. What I want is work. What I want is money. What I want is bread. My children are hungry. I don't want your prayers. So, in other words, he's calling for. I don't think his problem is with prayers, but his problem with those of us who are, offer empty prayers.
That is it.
Yeah, empty prayers. So I heard this from him. Do you think? Let me get this. So, what should the Christian community do in helping relieve the burdens of such a guy or individual, or those who are advocating for?
Let me say, up to Sunday, I heard community service have an initiative which I think is marvelous. Right? They were raising funds to try to build this place where it would be a walking place where persons can get assistance, clothing, food, counseling, and to have all those services in one place. That would be brilliant. So as Christians, we saw that initiative, right? Which is good. But sometimes I feel that we have failed miserably, because even when we give or when we look for persons to give, we give the same set over and over, right? We look for the elderly in the community and we take care of them and we give them and we focus on them. However, how do we reach out to those, let's say we call on the block? Have we ever thought of maybe they need a bread as well to eat? And we are not encouraging them in sitting on a block and not working. That is not what I'm saying. But our plan
Of the community services initiative, I was part of that, and I could tell you, and we still taking contributions from those out there, those listening overseas.
Yeah.
We're building our community service center where we can create an atmosphere where
and probably we would have to educate our persons on services that are available. And that, but however, I'm hoping that with the community service venture, it will be different.
Beautiful. So when next we bring you, we will ask you to do that for us. Yeah, well, we want to remind our listeners we want to hear from